Bitte, such uns einen Vers aus, der die Klasse von heute offenbart. Was für eine Botschaft es für Mandali und für uns alle gibt. Irgendwo aufschlagen und den Vers aussuchen. Okay, danke dir. Dann lassen wir uns immer überraschen, da kommen schöne Sachen bei raus. Malachpritu becomes angry at the earth. Estamos en English. Only you Yudhishthira. De malas. No. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. No voy a leer el sánscrito porque es muy chiquito. My dear Lord, by your own potencies, you are the original cause of the material elements, as well as the performing instruments, the senses, the workers of the senses, the controlling demigods, the intelligence and the ego, as well as everything else. By your energy, you manifest the entire cosmic creation, maintain it, and then dissolve it. Through your energy alone, everything is sometimes manifest and sometimes not manifest. You are therefore the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport Srila Prabhupada. All activities begin with the creation of the energy, the Mahatattva. Then by the agitation of the three gunas, the physical elements are created, as well as the mind, ego, and the controller of the senses. All of them are created one after another by the inconceivable energy of the Lord. In modern all of these are created one after another by the inconceivable energy of the Lord. I couldn't read it, it's a dot there. In modern electronics, a mechanic may be pushing only one button, set off an electronic change reaction by which so many actions are carried out, one after another. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead pushes the buttons of creation, and different energies create the material elements and various controllers of the physical elements. And their subsequent interaction follow the inconceivable plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pueden sacar la luz. this is another part of the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is very revealing. It speaks about the power, the supreme power, the powerhouse. In the next verse it says, "My dear Lord, you are always unborn. Once in the form of original boar, you rescued me from the waters in the bottom of the universe. Though you are, through your own energy, you create all the physical elements, the semen and the heart, for the maintenance of the world." This is a prayer of Bhumi Mata. We worship, especially in South America, Pachamama. Oh, Pachamama, oh, Pachamama, oh, Pachamama. So important, Pachamama. Hey, wait a second. Pachamama is just a teeny speck in the creation. For us, it's our mother. She's giving us life. She's giving us food. So obviously we are grateful. Obviously we are dependents. If you are a dependent of somebody, you must think that somebody is wonderful, that somebody is the most important in life, because you're dependent. If I'm not getting food, like we are very grateful for Sandhya, because of her we have very nice prasadam every day. You say, oh Sandhya, good. Because but if Sandhya has no boga, then Sandhya cannot do nothing. She cannot even make a soup. And if there's no Lakshmi to buy boga, then there's again, in other words, we are all depending on so many things. Nobody is independent. Even though you may think, oh, I'm a big guy, I'm managing, I'm making money, and because I have money, I have influence, I can even have servants. But to tell you the truth, forget it. You're just a teeny spark maintained by grace. You are maintained. Shut up. Be grateful. Just be grateful. Anybody who's not grateful, he's a rascal. Oh no, I have my mind, I have my intelligence. You have nothing. The only reason you can think nicely because you got good health. Who's giving the good health to you? Who has given the food to you? Who has given the genes to you? DNA. How did you get by this DNA to make your body? So our Pachamama, nothing. Speck. In the universe, our Pachamama is like a speck of dust. Anybody in South America hears that, then they go crazy. Yes and no. Because when we talk about the sun is also holy, no? Because the sun keeps the earth working, alive. Without the sun, there would be nothing on this earth. So therefore, in the mountain of Colombia, where the beautiful tribes of the Kogis and the Arhuacos and Canguamos, live, there we call the Pachamama Atisenika, or Divine Mother. And the sun we call Kakuserangwa. So sun and earth, yes, they are powerful, no doubt. But within the cosmos, a few floating things there within the totality of the planetary system. You have to understand the proportion. The proportion is beyond you and beyond me also. It's not that I am somewhere and you are somewhere else. No, we are all in the same. No. If you have seen the supernovas, if you've seen the pictures from the Hubble telescope, it's just too much. What the astronomers have seen in our physical space, it is too much. And it is constantly changing, constantly moving. Earth is moving. The black holes are moving. You know what's a black hole? Yes? What is a black hole? Mm-hmm. A black hole is something I cannot explain. That's it, all what it is. There's many black holes. Our head is full of black holes. Huh?
Black hole is the center of the galaxy. It's absorbed all the...
Yeah, it's something you cannot explain. You don't know where it comes from. You don't know where it goes. Very nice. So the whole cosmic situation, the cosmic reality, we are living in a cosmic reality. We are part of a cosmic reality. And that is very nice. And in a way, it's really exciting. It's a very exciting experience. At the same time, we have to conclude that we are extremely insignificant. Extremely. Save and except if you consider that God loves us. And He does love us. Otherwise, we wouldn't have anything. And we wouldn't be so handsome either. This handsomeness, we call it beauty. That beauty is also a fragment of His opulence. Deliciousness, sweetness, beauty, love. These are parts, ingredients of His cosmic creation. And of course, there's the opposite also. Ugliness, not sweet, not beautiful, not powerful, not loving. Yes, this is there. Whenever the positive is absent, then negativity enters into that space. Like an absence of a wife, you are a single. Okay. A single is not so bad, But a single cannot reproduce. A single stays single. But a husband and a wife, they can have children. So there's an amazing power in uniting. Amazing power which God again has given to us in his pastime. How many ancestors have you had? About how many of your ancestors do you know anything? Do you know the name of your great-grandfather? Do you know the name of your grandfather? You do because you saw him, no? So you remember this old guy, no? But his father, do you know? You don't even know the name of your great-grandfather. It's so funny. Huh? Without my great-grandfather, I would not be here. And I don't know, nor do I know him, nor do I know his name, nor do I care. Unless your great-grandfather, maybe he was the emperor. Like my brother, he once studied the family descendants, like the family tree. In India, they know a lot about family tree. They look much more into this than in other countries. So my brother, he was trying to do that. So he came out that in my ancestry, there was somebody called Carlos Magno, some German king. So, okay, then, we are coming from Carlos Magno. So we were talking. But it ended up that we came from the illicit sex life the king had with some kitchen employee. So, humbling. So, this material world is like this. We are just imaginary of our own importance. It's all in imagination. But within the love of God, everything becomes multiplied by billions. All of a sudden, your life has a meaning. You are important because you can awaken God consciousness in another person. If I give you as a gift $1 million, then you will go, oh, I met this nice guy. You cannot believe what he did. He gave me $1 million. Wow. Where do you meet a person who gives $1 million to another? Not so easy, no? Unless he marries you and he's rich. Then he may give you easily share of his opulence. But my point is, okay, even if I give you $1 million, or let's be generous, give you $10 million. But if you're a drug addict or a drunkard, or if you waste the money, I have not done you any favor, nor do you give any favor to anybody else. In other words, money doesn't make it. Power doesn't make it. Beauty doesn't make it. What's the use if you're beautiful and the only thing is lusty people running after you, wanting to enjoy your body, and they don't even ask your name? Lust is such a thing. In lust, people, that's why there's such horrible things in the world of lust. like rape. Somebody don't care anything. He just wants to enjoy it. That's all. Lowest of the mankind, lowest of the activities in this world. So in this world, the phenomena is only valid in spirituality. Your life has value in spirituality. Your life has meaning in spirituality. Your life has blessing for others in your spirituality. Otherwise, nobody wants to know nothing about anybody. If you don't even know your great-grandfather, then why do you care about the neighbor? Would you know the grandfather of the neighbor? No. You don't even know his father, unless he lives in the same house and you see him in the garden every day. In this world, nobody cares for nobody. Nobody has any meaning for anybody, except if Krishna comes into the picture. By Krishna, our relationships become meaningful. A Colombian, a Costa Rica, an Argentinian, a Mexican, an Ecuadorian, an Indian, a German. Each and every one of us has a different nationality here in the room. And we are sitting here together like a very nice family. Thanks to Srila Prabhupada. What a kind of family. Prabhupada made family with Jews and Palestinians. They can go chanting Hare Krishna together and loving each other. No problem. Black body people and white body people, they can become very, very enthusiastic. The value scala, if you want to give it a scala, a graduation, no? Where is the value starting? When is the baby becoming valuable? If it's born, it may look cute, but if you don't give no food, it's going to die right away. So the baby is a kind of a burden. Oh, you had a baby. Very nice, very nice. Let me see. Oh, very good. And then everybody runs away because nobody wants to look after baby. Only the mother and the father. They accept the burden of love. By the burden of love, the child becomes their treasure. And by the burden of love, we are committed to work like asses. Nobody likes to work so much. We are pretty much a lazy bunch. I mean, sometimes we are getting enthusiastic to do something, sometimes, but we are pretty much a lazy bunch. Just sit around and sleep and talk and eat and gossip. But to work hard like an ass? Oh. Getting up to go in a job at 5 o'clock in the morning? Come back 10 o'clock at night? When the baby becomes a student, when it goes to school, still a burden. It's not doing anything helpful at home. 5, 6 years, who is doing homework? Only mother. So the 5-year-old kid is still worth nothing. Now go to school, learn something. Okay, mom. So now his job is to learn. But unless he can put his learning into some practical application, he is of no value. He or she. You know, when the children start painting and they get a paper and a pen and they say, come on, paint something. And they're starting scribbling on the paper something, you know, some house, some guy. And then the young artist showing the picture, very enthusiastic, no, to his parents. And they go, God, what a horrible painting. But they have to say, nice, nice, so good. You have such a talent. But it looks horrible, the scribbling on the paper. In other words, the kid doesn't know anything. He's useless. So in the same way, we are in this world trying to become useful by the schooling. Later, maybe we get hobbies. Maybe we start doing something for our pleasure. Maybe we get motivated for our own pleasure to do something. Otherwise, you don't care for anybody in this world. By education, you don't care. Only you care for the one who's putting you the food in the mouth every day. No? Oh, that person, that beautiful face. No? Bite after bite. Or first sucking the breast of the mother, no? We come into this world like a disaster. And then, when we get out of school, then the father says, now you go and make a living on your own. My father told me, don't think that you can lie on my pocket. Now, I gave you schooling, now go out and make some money and do something. That's a shocking experience when they kick you out from home. Of course, some people in Italy, they don't kick the children out of home. Italians are very attached. Very common that a 40, 50-year-old man still lives with his mom. Yes, very common. They don't want to go. Mom is so good. She does everything. She irons my clothes. She cooks. She speaks sweet words. And she says, yes, you're a good boy. Yeah, maybe they kicked you out from the job. That job must have been very bad people. No, you're a good boy. Come home. No, my father was not like that. He told me, you better find out how to make a living. And he said also, do not think that I will leave anything for you. He said, whatever I make, I will spend it. I will leave you nothing. So you better get your show together if you want to have anything. Well, it was good. Because those people, I know some people, father's rich and old, 80, 85 years. His sons are 50. And the only thing they do is wait for the inheritance. But father is not giving anything to them because he knows if he gives them, they will not care for him anymore. So he's very attached. He's 80 years, 85. I know of many cases in my own spiritual neighborhood in my preaching. Cases you cannot even imagine. But very horrifying. So then you have to face the reality. You see, what I'm trying to make, you understand that material existence has no value unless there's love. Without love, I would say, without love, life is shit. It's useless. Smells bad, tastes bad, pains all the time. Always people are, either they are exploiting each other or they're indifferent with each other, which are both bad. Like the difference between a slave owner and his slave. The slave owner, he likes his slave. He paid for him. Huh? He went to the slave market. Oh, this guy looks fat and strong. Yes, I think I'm going to pay for him something. Now, you come with me. I paid for you. But why? Who are you? Shut up. I'm going to beat you. The relationship of a slave owner and a slave is horrible. It's absolutely disgusting and horrible. But the slave owner, he likes his slave. If the slave is working hard, and the slave owner says, I got a good slave. He works hard. He doesn't complain. But the slave is always thinking, when can I kill this guy? This is a material world. Can't you get it? Everything is insignificant except the Creator, and we have to be grateful to Him. And we have to figure out, my Lord and Creator, you are behind the creation. Tell me what you want me to do. I'll do anything you want. Anything you want. Because if you want something, you are my Creator, I am yours. You are my rightful owner. But what did you do? You gave me free will. You give me the responsibility. You gave me the responsibility that I have to figure out what to do with my life and what to do with others. Yes? So what are you going to do with others? Are you going to be exploiting them? Or are you going to be indifferent to them? Or are you going to try to serve them in the service of God? It's not so difficult as philosophy, no? It's logical. It's subsequentially logical. There's no other way in life except serving God. Serving yourself or everything is so silly. And here we are together. And we're working for maintaining a temple in Vrindavan, or 2 or 3, or a Goshala, or a temple in Mayapur. Okay. Interesting. And make sure the devotees have food and medicine when they need. Good. But really what we have a platform of serving people and loving people. That's what we have, grace, by the grace of Srila Prabhupada. A platform of serving people and loving people. In your home, that's very difficult to find. Maybe, if you're lucky. When I came to know about Krishna consciousness, the first time I was convinced about our philosophy, I told the temple president, I'm going. He said, why? We just got to know you. You're a nice guy. Why don't you stay? No, I said, I have to go. But he said, why? Because I have to tell everybody I love about what I found out in the temple. I cannot stay here, enjoy Krishna consciousness alone. I have to tell my friends. I have to tell. And the temple president said, most likely you won't come back. I said, what do you mean I won't come back? Of course I'll come back. But I have to tell all the people who I love. Then I left the temple. It's only after 2 weeks in the temple. Those 2 weeks were enough to change my life. From knowing nothing and meaninglessness to... And so I went to my parents. That was an experience. That was an experience. They knew me as a hippie. They knew me as a communist. They knew me as a desperate guy. They knew me as useless, not dedicated to school. I never dedicated myself to music. Everybody in my family were musicians. I said, no. I'm not going to sit all day and doing blip, 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 or on a piano. Not going to do it. Because if you want to be a musician, then you have to rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. Anything in the material world you want to become expert, you have to rehearse it. Maybe not if you learned it in the last life and you remember. Like some kids, they're born and they're... Where do they get it from? You have see like a 3-year-old playing Chopin on the piano. Say, wait a second, that is not normal. This must have happened with this guy before. So, but now I came home to my parents. I have a great surprise for you. I said, what? I became a monk. I joined the temple. And you should have seen that temple. That temple was a loft. The highest, the 6th floor in a building in Düsseldorf declared to be unlivable. And the hippies, they broke the lock and they occupied that building. Sometimes buildings are declared no condition for living. So they broke the lock, and some devotees took the top floor. The top floor was not even an apartment. There were just 2 rooms and some attic. We were living under the tiles, the roof tiles. That was the temple. But I was so convinced, I was so enthusiastic that I went back to my parents to say, oh, I joined the temple. They said, yeah, where is it? I said, Düsseldorf. And so I described it to them. They said, what? You're living in an attic in the winter? No. But I said, I have something very important for you now. They said, what? Can you imagine the kid comes back to his parents? I got something very important for you. I can imagine they thought this guy went totally crazy. Our son, he must have gotten into bad hands and he must have gotten some bad association. Now he's completely crazy. But I was preaching to them with eyes like this. My father said, just shut up, leave me alone. He would not entertain my thing. But I says, I'll cook for you. They said, what? You cook? Because in the 2 weeks, I went to a quick course in the kitchen because I thought, if I go there, I'm not going to eat the food they're making, so then I will have to cook for them. So that my mother could never understood. This guy comes back, I brought him up, and now he wants to cook for us. And so I said, we cannot eat no more meat. Now you're going to tell us what to eat and what not to eat. No, I will cook for you. So I made halava. Delicious halava. with blueberries, blueberry halva. And so mothers always love the child, even if he's a criminal idiot. That is the mother's love. That's something special. Fathers are not that generous usually. So he came back, he cooked. Then I got everybody to chant. Not my father. He said, leave me alone, stupid fool you are. But my mother said, okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. My mother suffered a lot because I really preached vegetarianism to her for 14 years. 14 years I kept telling her, you'll be born as an animal if you eat those animals. And you will... And because she didn't want to lose me, so she, okay, you were born like an animal. She tolerated my interventions whenever I tried to talk to her about it. In the end of their life, both of my parents were vegetarians. Finally, it sunk in. My father only because the doctor told him, if you're going to keep eating meat, you're going to be finished soon. So then, anyhow, my father's story is a separate story, and it's not so important here right now. But my point is, I went home to give them what I found in the temple because it was so extraordinary. It was so beautiful. Yes, but if you look at the temple life, if you look how they live in the temple, you also understand it's extraordinary, but it is also a great learning process. Not everything is easy in the temple. There's so many conflicts, there's so many whatever, everybody has his karma, which he's carrying along. And the karma hits. You have to pay your karmas, no matter what. Maybe you don't want to, but you have to. Because it's your karma. Krishna, 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 Krishna. So this way I started my monk life by preaching to my parents. After my parents, I went to all my friends, house to house, to tell them about the great news of Krishna consciousness. And they saw me so enthusiastic, they all said, well, very nice that you found this. Now you go back to your temple. We're going to come very soon. Almost everybody promised me, we'll come very soon. They never came. I couldn't convince them. My initial outburst of enthusiasm was not enough for them to decide to change their life. Of course, they didn't have the practical experience of it. But I did. So everything in life boils down to spiritual love. You have spiritual love, you have something real. You have no spiritual love, everything else is just a bad excuse. Oh, I'm a musician. Oh, I'm an engineer. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I got money. Oh, I got a beautiful wife. Oh, I got beautiful children. Ha! Your children don't even know the name of your father or your grandfather. Your own children, they won't care. You mean you have a grandfather? I mean, for them, it's the great-grandfather. And they may not have met him. And they never care. No, nobody cares for nobody. Everything is just taking advantage or indifference. Are you crying for the children who are killed in Ukraine? Are you crying for them? Are you doing something to stop the useless wars or this or that nonsense going on? Jai, jai, jai. Any questions? I'm very emotional about this. It's very strong. Everything is created by the Lord, maintained and destroyed. There's only one thing to learn here. Learn to love and give yourself to God with great gratefulness. That's the only thing we have to do. Everything else doesn't matter. You lived a rich life, you lived a poor life. You had many accidents, you never went to the hospital. Whatever. What's the meaning? Nothing. Coming, going. But karma you did get. If you killed animals, you get karma. If you abandoned families, oh, that's big karma. Big karma. To produce a child and then not look after it, that goes on the karma bank, you can be sure. And that's what you're going to pay next lifetime. If you made abortion, big karma. So all these things is a great learning field. Krishna has given us a great learning field. And that's what we should do, learn. Resume, chant Hare Krishna and do some valuable service. Do something valuable in life. What is valuable? You have to figure that out for yourself. If you don't know, if you want me to give you an idea, I'll try in some cases. I told Bhakti Rasa, let's go to India and make this temple beautiful there. We can do a lot. It's very beautiful. I told Jagamohan, your mother has left. Let's go to India, study Vaishnavism and do something for the Vaishnavas and for the devotees there. Tyagi Maharaj, I told him, let's do the last years we have in this world, do something good for others when they come here, chant with them. But I told that to a few hundred people, and all the billions and trillions I never met, and I don't know who they are. But I know those who I met and learned how to love them personally. Everybody I never met, I also love them. But that love is so abstract. What can you do in love for somebody you never seen and you'll never see? So best is to love and serve those who are close to you. That's why we always tell devotees, don't fight with other devotees. Don't think badly of other devotees at all. Admire the others the way they are. Admire the others the way they are, and then you'll be more happy to have their company. Of course, sometimes there's somebody in the temple, he's so ignorant and so no service mentality, so that we think, well, if he's in the temple or not, it makes no difference. Or maybe even he creates so much disturbance that we say, you know something? Better find another place to be, because here nobody is really happy that you're here. Wow. When they kick you out from a temple, that's hard. That's a hard lesson. When the devotees say, we don't want you around here, whoa, whoa. I try never to say that to anybody. But some people behave in such a way that the devotees just said, we can't bear it. If somebody's just doing nonsense, always disturbing. Yes, my dear. It's a very, 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 because family, spiritual family, you don't know. Sometimes I meet yesterday I met one person. I tell you a story. I liked him very much. He was a very intelligent person. But he was of the, what you call it, the third sex, or whatever. So he was here, and we were working together, and he was intelligent. And then a bhakta came, a new devotee came. So that guy, he was elder, and he took advantage of this young boy and made him his lover. And then after making him his lover, which means person came here, and I lost the person who I was trying to make a devotee. But then the guy said, no, you're my lover, so we go away. So he left. He left with the other person, so we lost two devotees in their love affair. And I met him yesterday on the parikrama, 20 years later. Of course, we were very happy to meet each other after 20 years not seeing. But it's like in this world, you can't serve everybody. Sometimes it's not possible. So we were not happy, because not only we lost him, we also lost the other boy who he took with him. But that was the lesson they had to learn. It was there. Therefore the temple doors are always open. If somebody wants to come in and wants to be a devotee in a community, the doors are open. And the doors are open in every Krishna temple, not only Vrindakunja. But wherever you go in a temple, then you have to also show that you accept, I'm here to make this thing better. Well, any questions? I know I've been pretty strong in my words today, but this is the reality I can understand. Lord is the creator, the Lord is the destroyer of everything, and we are here to learn how to love and how to serve. Loving and serving, period. That you also like to do certain things yourself, why not? You want to become a spiritual master and teach this to others? Wow! Applause! The person understood something and now is ready to give it to others, to share it with others. Woo! When I came back to the temple president after my journey to all my friends and family, he couldn't believe to see me back. He thought Maya would eat me up there somewhere. And so he asked me, so what happened? I said, I visited all the people I told you. And they're all going to come. They're all going to join the temple, they told me. And he smiled. Let's see. And he was right. Nobody came. Only my mother came. In the end of her life, she also took initiation. But that was like 30 years later. At that moment also she didn't come. So it's somehow or other by Krishna's grace, we come here to the temple, we learn how to serve, how to love, kind of unconditional love. Because our love has to be a little bit unconditional, or a lot of unconditional, because not everybody in conditional life is that lovable. Sometimes people are not submissive. Sometimes people don't share their mind. They keep everything inside. They don't say anything. Sometimes we are like the famous story when Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Maharaj came in here in the temple. I remember he came through that gate. Paramahansa Maharaj, our president of those days, you see him right behind me here. He came and Srila Tirtha Maharaj sat down and said the following. He said, Paramahansa Maharaj, how many people live in this temple? And Paramahansa Maharaj said, depends. Chittaman says, depends? What do you mean? On what does it depend? Oh, Paramahansa Maharaj, it depends whether it's a prasadam time or it's a service time. At the service time we are 4, at the prasadam time we are 20. Srila Tirtha laughed and laughed and laughed, and then he said, you know something, Maharaj? That's more or less a situation in every temple. Okay, when he said that, okay, we are not the only ones who are suffering this laziness and all that, indifference. Yes.
Se Vikarma kami to favorece.
I didn't understand.
Ya, bueno, el Vikarma viene, ¿en qué momento el Vikarma viene a favorecerme?
Your karma, vikarma. La reacción de los pecados. Eso es lo que quieres saber. O sea, ¿cuándo vienen las reacciones de los pecados? ¿Eso es la pregunta?
Sí.
Esperamos que no vienen. Esperamos que cantamos tanto Hare Krishna que se nos fueran. Pero si vienen, vienen para purificarnos, para enseñarnos algo. Tatenu kampam shushamik shamanu, el famoso verso que dice, si algún sufrimiento me viene es para enderecerme, misericordia Krishna. No es vikalma, es medicina especial. Como dice, sí, como fuerte. Cuando uno es rendido a Krishna, ya no tiene que pagar karmas así como ordinariamente. Por la pura influencia del cantar el santo nombre, ya uno tiene un gran privilegio. Es verdad. En mi calma personal, antes de que llegue a la conciencia de Krishna, yo estaba más dentro del hospital que afuera. Sí, tantas enfermedades yo tenía en la niñez, horribles. Después que llegué a la conciencia de Krishna, nunca más tenía casi nada. Yo sufría asma de niño, de las vacunas. Las vacunas, después de recibir las vacunas, tenía unos 3 años de asma, pero que me mató casi.
Es como común que la familia no se quiere unir, ¿no? Pero entonces, estando en el templo, hacemos más por ellos que estando con ellos, ¿o qué? O que sirviendo a los demás.
Repíteme esto para entender bien.
Es muy común que las familias de un devoto, los padres, los hermanos, no quieren escuchar nada ni tomar.
Correcto, ¿y?
Pero entonces, intentando seguir como devoto, uno ayuda más estando acá que estando con ellos.
Bueno, si la familia no quiere la conciencia de Krishna, uno tiene que salir corriendo. Porque ¿qué hace uno allá? Se contamina nomás. Si no están interesados. Pero uno sale corriendo, pero sigue orando por ellos. No es que saliendo corriendo de él no es un rechazo a ellos. Es simplemente me estoy salvando para poder seguir sirviendo a mis ideales. De repente mando una carta, vengan ustedes también. Aquí le tengo guardado un cupo. Yo tuve la suerte en mi vida de traer a mi hermana y mi mamá aquí a Vrindavan. Tuve esta suerte. Ok.